Do you ever fish from shore targeting flounder and just find that you spend your whole day just kind of wandering down these hard to navigate banks, trying to squeeze into spots in between other people, and you just come out with nothing at the end of the day? That's because flounder fishing from shore is one of the most difficult ways to catch flounder, but it's also the most rewarding once you actually figure out how to do it well. In this video, I'm going to take you through how I take a large area and break it down into the specific spots within that area that are most likely to produce the fish. Okay, so let's dive right in on this one. I'm not going to use the normal satellite views simply because with a shore-based video, it can be very easy to burn a spot unintentionally and let everyone know exactly where in this area to fish. So I'm going to try to limit that as much as possible. If you know where this spot is, please keep it to yourself and just go out and fish the spot on your own. This is a view that has the navionics contours of the bottom of the bodies of water in it. So you can see these lines here indicate a drop in depth or a rise in depth. And right here in this section on the right, this is 3 feet. It's off the screen right now, but this is 3 feet of water. And then for every line, it's about a 1 foot difference in depth, and it is dropping. So if I were to fish this area, knowing that flounder are ambush predators, I'm going to look for structure that it looks similar to this, and the closer the lines are together, the better. Those are going to make better ambush points for flounder. So I'm going to toss on the incoming when the tide is going right to left. I am going to stand down in this section here. I'm going to throw my line up into this area up here, and I'm going to let it drift with the current. I'm going to keep pulling the line in and bouncing a bucktail or a lure along the bottom and take advantage of these contours and try to bring it over the top of a feeding flounder. On the outgoing, when the tide is going from left to right, I would actually just reverse that. So I'd stand up in this section, I would toss down here, and I would really work these contours as I let the current sweep the bait around from left to right. Okay, and another spot in this general area, certainly walkable, although it's a long walk, is this section right here and this point. Now again, the inlet is up to the right. You can see these lines are very close together right here. I would work this on the incoming by standing down in this section, casting up into this area, and again, working the lure around this curve through the point and down into the back section. Keep in mind the flounder tend to feed at the top side of structure or just ahead of structure, so this is really going to be your sweet spot right here, but don't neglect the entire point, so fish it all the way through. And on the opposite tide, when the tide is going out and it's going left to right, I would stand up in this section here and toss the reverse way and bounce the lure back around here. And really what I'm trying to do is take advantage of this drop off, this slope right here. You can see that this is really what I want right in this section. It would set up really nice for an ambush predator like a flounder, and just keep working that back and forth depending on the tide. Okay, and here's a little bit of a bonus one. I was asked specifically about the south side of the inlet. This is the north side. So take a look at this rock wall, this jetty along the north side here, and take a look at these lines and how close they are together. Now I can personally vouch for this section here. I pulled out 20+ inch Fluke last year in this exact area, and I didn't fish this flat deep area here, the 25, 24, 22. It's not quite enough structure for me, so I was actually in tight to the rocks, right coming over this ledge, and on the incoming going from this direction up to the top, from the bottom right to the top left. You're just going to take that lure, stand down in this section here, toss out as far as you can, and let the current drift your bait back along these ridges until it's behind you, and then pick it up and do it again. Obviously just reverse that on the outgoing tide when it's going from the top left to the bottom right. I would also move this just a little bit here. This point right here, actually, even though it looks like a wasteland or just flat area right up in here, keep in mind again what I mentioned earlier. Flounder will set up to ambush at the top of the structure or just ahead of the structure. So you have this structure of the point with the current coming around the corner. You have these lines coming closer together, so you have a drop off. So I would actually start by standing right here, just behind the point, toss up into this section, land the bait in there, and then let it drift around the corner from that flat area and right down this ridge and down towards where you can see it's at 8 feet. And I would continually fish that area. Now, again, we're zoomed out a little bit. I can come in closer. It's a large area, so you're going to have to move. You can see the size of these rocks. They're bigger than a person, so you got a lot that you can work with in this section. And don't be afraid to keep moving and keep moving. Give it just a few casts. If you don't have anything, just move up to the next one. Now I mentioned that I pulled out fish over 20 inches. This right here is one from that area. It's going to measure out at 22. But if you found some value in this, I have a video popping up on the screen that will show you how to do this kind of breakdown on your own using the tools that I use, which are free. So click that, or click the other playlist up there on catching flounder, and it'll go through different spots and breakdowns. Hope to see you in the next video.